Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, nothing more."
From his youngest days, Edgar Poe saw women as angelic figures. His earliest memories were of his actress mother, Eliza, charming audiences.
Edgar Allan Poe loved athletics growing up, even though later in life he would grow to think that it was a waste of time. He was an accomplished swimmer and became a local legend when he swam 6 miles against the current. Another thing that shaped his youth was falling in love with his friend's mother, who passed away from brain cancer. Poe was really sad afterwards, which indirectly led him to lead a life of vice, but not before learning new skills. Poe moved to the University of Virginia and took up painting and storytelling. He had many people who enjoyed his stories and his art. People who knew him say that he could have made a career out of either one that he wanted to, but he ended up pursuing writing. Edgar Allan Poe also took up drinking and gambling, which ended with him joining the army. He was afraid that the people he owed money to would throw him into debtor's prison. Lived in several cities, including Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York. In Baltimore, in 1835, he married Virginia Clem, his 13-year-old cousin.
I'm blinded with tears while writing this letter. My only hold on life is cruelly torn away. I have no desire to live and will not. I love Virginia passionately, devotedly. Letter to Maria Clem, 1835.
In January 1845, Poe published his poem, The Raven, to instant success.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with a fantastic terrors never felt before.
His wife died of tuberculosis 2 years after its publication. The cause of his death is unknown. Many people have speculated that it could have been either alcohol, brain congestion, cholera, drugs, heart disease, rabies, suicide, or tuberculosis.
"Nevermore. Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. By that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend," I shrieked upstarting. "Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy form from off my door."